And we should be live. As always, any sound issues, let me know. Let me know. I'll try to speak a little bit closer to the mic. How are you guys doing this lovely Thursday night? It is August. It's time for football, quite literally. I got the Hall of Fame game starting here technically right now. I think they're doing the little intro. So interested to see how this kickoff shenanigans go. So I'll be looking to watch that part. Otherwise, I wanted to keep up with stats. I don't know who's going to be playing tonight, but I always like to follow the rookies and see what they're doing. So I was hoping to get a, there we go. Maybe. I want to see what the players would be doing. I don't know if it'll be on this page or what. We'll figure it out. To follow up on those every now and then. Obviously, we'll do a draft later. So if you are just watching this in the future, just skip ahead until you see this thing starting to fill up. Unless, of course, you are interested in news and notes from the last week with including training camp stuff. So I will be going over all of that before we get into a draft. Football extraordinaire. Tomorrow's your birthday. Happy birthday, brother. One more year, and then you will be a man according to the law. No, congratulations, man. Happy birthday. I hope you have a good one. You deserve it. All your hard work. Take a day off. You'll be starting school soon, guys. How's that? That's got to be on your minds, but you still have to have like 3 weeks before that happens, right? I don't know. Timelines have changed when school starts and ends from when I was younger. The Roll. What up, my dude? Started a new channel. Congrats. What's the name on it? I can give it a follow at least. Ohio State pipe videos. Oh, you're gonna make me some nice. Probably only be Ohio State guys. But you're gonna chop up some nice highlight videos for players for me to look at in the off season and stuff. Never hurts. All right, Ohio State hype videos. There you go. Shout out to Ohio State hype videos. Check it out. All right. So we'll allow some people to potentially come on through while I go through some of the news. This is probably going to be a long entry. They're going to do all the Hall of Fame stuff. Well, not all of it. Hall of Fame was earlier today, I think, or. I don't know how today goes in the NFL world, but they did stuff. Just saw Julius Peppers walk out. Patrick Willis, hope he's doing good. He was one of them that was not like straight up in a mansion, so I hope he didn't waste away all of his monies that he made while playing. One of my favorite middle linebackers ever. And that says a lot too, because middle linebackers and safeties are like my favorite players for some reason. Ed Reed, one of my favorite players ever. I always just liked those positions. Probably a lot of the reason why I've always liked Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers, even though I'm not a fan, not part of that fan base. Michael, welcome back. Missed you last week, my brother. We would have had more people, because last week we had 2 other people. We didn't have you and whoever else was in here the prior week. So hopefully we can, if we can get everybody that we've had, that would be 7 of us? 6, me, 7? Yeah, it'd be 7 of us, and then if we could get 2 others, then we're starting to get a full room. And we do an auction draft. I don't think we can. No, we cannot. Sorry. They are fun, I hear. I don't know how you prep for them incredibly well. I would just read up on a bunch of tips and tricks websites, and I'll just kind of have to study up and know the value, I think, of a lot of guys, so you don't get caught blindsided betting, wagering too much on someone and then being low on money later. It's fun, but it we cannot do one. Is there a link? Not yet. I was going to go through the news. I can create a link, though. So let's see. Draft settings here. I want to do half PPR 12 to Michael, I forget. Are you full PPR, dude? It's not much of a difference, so we could do full PPR if you want. Let me know. Okay, we'll just stick with the half PPR in this first one here. 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, just kind of standard. I wanna pick from the 9. I need to practice. I got my draft's coming up. It's going early this year because people had stuff going on other weekends. So we ended up it's gonna be in like 2 weeks, which I don't love, but whatever. Crappie invite. All right, link in the description. I'll send that again. Nice, you had a video pop off already. That's tight. Very nice. All right, there's the link. Get on in here. I'm gonna pop in that 9 spot here, and let's get through news. And I have some rankings updates that I might do on here as well. I was hoping to catch the kickoff, so if it's like happening, progressive kickoff. Trying keeping an eye on that. There were some injuries throughout the week here. Training camp. Edge, Sam Williams for Dallas. So, just, you know, tackling onto this offseason where it seems like Dallas is all in, but not in the way that we thought they would be. They're throwing all the chips that they currently have in, and they didn't buy in for more chips or anything like that, to see what they got. And then if things don't work out, I think they're just planning on rebuilding with their young guys and going from there. So just another potential case for this team as a whole to maybe not end up having a great year. We'll see how things go. Still a strong team. New England D-tackle Christian Barmore has blood clot issues. No timetable for return. So that's a big loss, too, for New England defense. A defense that I think definitely could be a bit underrated. But, you know, the loss of Christian Barmore is not going to help that thought process. And as the question talks about for the poll here, Joe Mixon missed a few practices now with a hamstring injury. He has time to recover, but this does add some risk to drafting him as well. There's actually going to be a few more injuries talked about, I think, a little bit later on. And Danico Autry was suspended, edge rusher for Houston, 6 games. So that hurts that defense a little bit, but what you going to do? Training camp stuff. Cincinnati reports that Chase Brown has been taking the majority of running back reps with the ones, so I haven't seen any reports to the opposite effect of that yet. I haven't seen a whole lot of reports to that effect either. I don't know why. I've been looking for reports and stuff. The running back room just doesn't get talked about a whole lot in training camps, it seems like. Because the other one that I've really been trying to dig into and figure things out with is the Los Angeles Chargers, and they're just never talked about, even in the local media news people. So that's actually the next note here is that Gus Edwards did not have off-season surgery as had been originally reported. So if you heard that report and you haven't heard anything to the opposite, he did not have surgery, but his injury status is unknown. So, I mean, we're no better for knowing what his status is at this point in time. Unless something happened, this is an early note, but I didn't catch any kind of news update on that throughout the week. Bo Nix has been impressing at camp pretty much every single day. It hasn't been a roller coaster like some of the other young guys where, like, one day it's, oh my God, he regressed, and then the next day, he looked really good today. Back and forth. Nope. Bo Nix been impressing. Pittsburgh wide receiver George Pickens. The wide receiver coach expressed some dissatisfaction with Pickens and his effort that he's putting in early on in training camp. So, you know, just one of those other things to think that Pickens isn't quite going to take that next step. I think why I'm a little bit hesitant to be drafting him despite a lot of things working in his favor, just fully taking that next step. I don't know about that upside. Again, I don't like doing draft grades, that extraordinaire, but I do try to give my opinions, and if I feel comfortable throwing a grade, I will, but I think it's more nuanced than just throwing a grade out there. I mean, I can talk good and bad. I can say the positives for just about any player. I can come up with an argument for why you should draft him, and just about every player I can come up with an argument for why you shouldn't draft him, outside of the first couple of rounds. So that's why I don't like grades, because every team I could give an A or I could give like a C, just because of one reason or another, and pick them apart. But if I see something that really concerns me about a build or something like that, I do make sure to get that in there and let you know. Earlier this week, wide receiver Roman Wilson exited practice with an ankle injury. He is week to week, so nothing. It was an ankle. It twisted, so not great for his development. Missing time at this point in players' developments can really set guys back a lot. It's not helpful, and it's just another reason to maybe not be so gung-ho about drafting Roman Wilson late in drafts and just taking a shot on somebody else. Romeo Doubs, nothing new here in terms of training camp. He does get talked about. Okay, all right, here's the kickoff is happening. Oh gosh, I'm gonna get my glasses so I can see it better because I'm old. Okay, so I see how I could reduce injuries, that's for sure. And then we got like two guys back there that could return it. They're in the return zone. Take it out, get it at the 25. Lot less chance of injury, I would say, though. All right, cool. That's fun. Yes, as Michael points out in chat, there was a scary injury. I can probably delete that note. I think I got rid of it because everything ended up being fine, but that just happened. That was this morning, right? Or was that yesterday? But I think that was this morning. Deonta Foreman had a scary neck injury, got airlifted because they're like way out in the boondocks where their mini camp occurs, but everything was fine. So he's joined back with the team already, I believe. Okay, so going back to Romeo Doubs, talked about a lot in training camp. Yet again, he's gotten some buzz other years too, years past, I should say. But Jair Alexander is... Do I have this on in the background? I guess we can keep that on in the background for now. Why not? Jair Alexander is the one talking him up a lot right now, which, when Jair talks, you listen. So I'm a little bit more optimistic for him. Actually, I wanted to look at where I have Romeo ranked here. Let's see if I felt the need to move him up at all. Oh gosh. Oh, there we go. So while we're here, I know I want to look at Jameson Williams. This is how manual this darn process is. Jameson Williams is somebody else who has been consistently getting hype around at camp, like from just all off season, from all angles. Everybody. So I wanted to see how much, and Mike Williams has got that injury thing going on still coming into the season. So I feel like I would be comfortable moving these guys up just for these reasons. And then how high do we want to go with Jameson Williams? I mean, it's tough. It's tough. What do you guys think? Yeah, we can do a 10-team next, Santiago. Did you see did the link show up for you? Jameson Williams or Jerry Jeudy? Jameson Williams, Jordan Addison. What do you guys think? Can we move him up any more? There is a risk, but the upside is, I think, pretty high if he is truly this changed man. Not too high, but pretty high. I mean, there's really just Amon-Ra and the tight end there. Holy crap. I actually could think of his name, and then I blanked out on me. Williams, number 1. I will not be moving Jameson Williams to my number 1 spot. Williams number 1 out of those? You think all the way up to like 46? Let me know what you guys think. Well, I go on with these notes. Wide receiver running back Kadarius Toney left practice with an injury. I don't have it listed what kind of injury it was. And I know he did not practice today either. So something going on there. And as you know, long history with injuries for him. Any fun people that have Ben Skoranek misses a pass? Who's been catching and stuff? I want to see where is the player stuff. Oh, here we go. Box score. Oh, no. Where are you? Why? Stop it. Can you guys hear that? Yeah, you can. Here we go. All right. By the way, Tegan Quintiero, awesome. Xavier Hutchinson, pretty cool. All right. Sidetracked. ADD moment. What do I need? What am I looking for? Edge rusher Yaya Diaby with an ankle injury this morning appeared to avoid major injury. He's now just going to be working towards week 1 return. That would be a big loss, I think, for Tampa Bay, so they can relieve a sigh of relief. It's not a guaranteed big loss. He's just coming into his 2nd year. But I really liked him coming out of college. Kansas City tight end Jared Wiley is progressing well. Camp standout. Makes some sense given the type of tight end he is, but also given the type of tight end he is, if Travis Kelce were to go down at some point this season, if he's earning that opportunity to possibly come in and fill in, he could end up being valuable at some point in the offseason in that event that Travis Kelce gets injured. For Denver Broncos wide receiver Josh Reynolds is impressing and looks to be ahead of Troy Franklin and Mims on the depth chart. Basically, he appears to be the wide receiver 2 there. So hold off a little bit on Troy Franklin, though he did have a couple of nice plays today at camp. And Marvin Mims, I'm just nervous about. I don't know what they were doing with him last year, so I don't even know if he's, he goes in the slot. I don't know. That's where he should be. But we'll see. But I think that all 3 of those guys could be, depending on the package, going in there more. And so each of them might get a little less work. So just not overly excited about any of them, obviously. But Josh Reynolds might end up being the best out of the bunch. Washington running back Austin Eckler reportedly looking back to pre-2023 form. A lot of people were concerned about it. I really wasn't. I've had him a little bit higher in my rankings all off season. But he is impressing at camp, which, it's Austin Eckler, so gosh, he better. But at least he is, so that's a good thing. Seattle quarterback Geno Smith, this is brand new off the hot press here, off the press, hot off the press, there we go. Geno Smith has an unknown injury currently, knee, hip, is the original reporting, but it's not anything that's sure. He is undergoing imaging stuff tonight, so once again, not fabulous. Status currently unknown. It's sounding, everything around it seems a little bit dire. It isn't sounding great, so be worried about that. I agree, Michael. I think that Eckler, especially in full PPR, half PPR, could definitely out. The system is such a great fit for him. There's a reason that they got him. And so I think it could be a really, really good fantasy player and outperform where he's going. Okay, so here's where we wanted to touch on almost a touchdown. I was just going to say, Houston's been driving. Ogunbowale. I wanted to go to quarterbacks. So there is another big injury thing that's pretty hot off of the press that came out today for Justin Herbert. He has a plantar fascia injury. He's going to be in a boot for 2 weeks and then ramp up to potentially be available to start the season. To me, this typically, there's no weight. If he's on the sidelines and he's bearing weight on that, that's going to be really good news. But they didn't say anything about not bearing any weight on it. That could be the instruction, and they just didn't say it when they came out with this. But either way, to me, it sounds like they believe it's minor at this point, given this timeline and everything. But things can go really sideways. Plantar fascia, you can play through, but there's a lot of pain involved in it, and it can also, I mean, it can go really far sideways and actually like limit careers. We'll say you can still play through them, but a lot of times like production's limited. I don't know how much of a case file we have for a quarterback playing through it, but I would think, when you get that big spike of pain right as you're getting ready to unleash a ball, that could affect things mentally and really make you a little less accurate if you're wincing every time you try to let go of the ball. So a little bit of caution there, and I wanted to see where I have him pretty far back. So like, now we got Geno Smith right behind him. I can't push him back any further there, I don't think. But, it's one of those cases where I kind of want to. All right, I didn't see anybody else saying anything about Jameson Williams going higher, so we'll stick with where I had him. DeAndre Hopkins is going to be missing 4 to 6 weeks with a knee strain. Good time of the year to have that happen. He's a veteran. The timeline suggests that he might miss week 1. That's not going to change how I am drafting him. Running back Josh Jacobs currently has a groin injury. I believe he came into the offseason with a little bit of an injury, so we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, he is missing practice currently with that, so not fantastic. Could be better, but plenty of time to recover from a groin injury. Nothing that's going to affect how I'm drafting him yet. But I'm keeping an eye on that. If he's a target of mine, that's for sure. He's not really a target of mine. Buffalo quarterback Josh Allen speaks about his trust in Khalil Shakir after a strong day for Shakir in camp. I think this was after yesterday's training camp. Might have been after today's this morning. So I am, at this point, really thinking that Khalil Shakir is the second wide receiver to own for the Buffalo Bills, not Curtis Samuel. I think I already have it ranked like that, but I wanted to make sure. Khalil's, come here, come on. Yeah, so I do have him ranked higher than Curtis Samuel down there. But, gosh, I don't have him too low. I don't know, can we push him up? Like, Tyler Lockett's a guy who I just want to push down further. This is such a tier where, like, there's some good guys that'll probably come out of here, but I just don't know who. I still think Adonai Mitchell has a higher upside. Khalil Shakir, a higher floor, I would say, out of the two of them. Same with, like, Gabe Davis. So it's just kind of what you want. I don't know. What do you guys think? Any clear spot to, like, push Khalil Shakir up? I don't think so, even with that news. But I am a little bit more like, hey, if he's there later on, if I missed out on Adonai Mitchell and Shakir's still available or whatnot, like, okay, little more excited to get him. So I just want to share that. What do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 folks. Anybody else want to get in on doing this draft? We're about to start. How did that Texans drive end? Down 1st and 10, 35, 13 plays, 74 yards. Jeez, that's the type of drive to have, huh? I don't know, wear down a defense eventually. Did Teagan get a touchdown? No. Yeah, he did. Atta boy. My boy. Look at that. Teagan. I love Teagan. He's just like a big old tight end, but he can catch pretty well and everything. He was a low-key, like, my guy. 2 years ago, I think. He gets work every now and then. Good blocker. Superflex. Not super. No, not on this one. We'll do that in the 10. Who wants the 10 team? Jonathan Santiago, you don't want Superflex on that, do you? All right. We'll get Superflex on this one. 2 quarterback. Ugh. So demanding. And there you go. Alright, just changed just the early portion of the draft. Then it's kind of normal-ish. For every other position, at least. Outside of the quarterback. Alright, so yeah, if you're not familiar, Superflex, essentially 2 quarterback. But, throughout the season, at least, you have a little bit more flexibility to fill up that flex spot. I didn't quite hold up. Flex, there we go. Stick. All right. Superflex. Bada bing, bada boom. And here we go. Just missed that kickoff. Looks like they might have gotten it back to the 30. Was that the kickoff? Oh no. First down. Who ran it? Who got the ball there? Is it a no name or was it like Herbert or somebody? That'd be cool to see. Previous play. All right. So Jamar Chase going. Wow, is Chase starting to drop in these drafts? Oh, that's right. We're doing a quarterback thing. I have Anthony Richardson ranked higher than these guys, so I don't think he'll make it around. I don't. I'll go Anthony Richardson. What was that ADP on him? Oh, 15, 12, 13, 14, 15. Could have been close. Oh, I had another report here. Tyler Algier will be a big part of this offense via offensive coordinator Zach Robinson. So just a heads up there. Bijan Robinson, truthers, whatever. Might be a little. Still might not get the full usage that we're expecting. That's coming out of the mouth of offensive coordinator. That's the only major thing that I missed. Yeah, right, Mike? I hear ya. Moist Mike. Best name yet. Alright, so what do we got? B. Going with McCaffrey. Chase. Me. B. John. J. Jeff. J. Jetta. I feel like J. Jetta just sounds so weird to say. It looks fine online. Like, it looks kind of cool. But to me, he'll always be Justin Jefferson. Quarterbacks are definitely incredibly valuable, Moist. That's all I know. In Superflex. Doesn't mean you have to take them early, but it's highly recommended. Doubling up on the running back. Amon-Ra's pretty. What could I possibly expect? Okay. I'll go Amon-Ra. The roll, doubling up on the wide receivers. Bees in the trap. That's all I can think of every time I see your name, B hash. Bees in the trap. I can't remember who sings that. Or what song it is even. Early 2000s is all I know. The song could be older than some of the people in this draft. Alright, taking Purdy around the turn. Jay Taylor. Ooh, that looks like a nice little trio there, right? Adams, Ayuk. Kind of want to take running back. Or Pittman. Do I have Ayuk or Adams ranked higher? Do I have time to look this up? Ayuk, right? Yeah. Do it. A little worried about Adams. Could be the wrong call. Hopefully Ayuk doesn't go to another team. Probably be a worse scenario if he does. Adams going. J Herbs. The Miami connection, eh? Caleb off the board. And I think I will fill out my regular flex with Pittman here just for that stack. And hoping somebody makes it around to me. I don't know. I don't think they will. Tila, gone. McBride, gone. I think that was a bit of a fall for McBride. I think he usually goes a little bit. I think his ADP was around 40. So around where I was picking. Yeah. What does he do? Absolute run on wide receivers. And then, 2 picks before me. Jaden Daniels goes. I was hoping for it. The role, would you have taken Daniels if he was here? Well, that's immense. I gotta take my boy James Cook. But there are a couple wide receivers there that were much more tempting. That's what I get for taking Michael Pittman. All right, Hall of Fame game back on. Houston getting the ball back after the Bears do nothing with their possession. And we'll see what Houston does. Nico Collins to Moist. Yeah, you guys picked up the 2 sexy wide receivers there. Penalty on T. Sweeney. Not Sweat. Tommy Sweeney still kicking around. That was on 4th and 1, so then I guess that was on purpose. Then they punt. Hey, that was a promising punt though nice job from the punter there. Had a coffin corner style in it. Got him down on the 11. Mixon, Collins. Well, I guess that answers the question. If for you at least, are you gonna allow Joe Mixon's injury getting away? Nah, bruh. Oh, Colton Kincaid right before me. Stab me in the heart and call me Sally. Alright, I think I gotta go. I think I have Cousins ranked higher, so we'll do it. With Cousins, we have to get a wide receiver from that group. Or a quarterback, I mean. J. Higgins, Cooper, Pickens. What are we in the 6th round? Pickens, Flowers, Tank Dell. Yeah. Even in this format. Well, especially in this format. Some good options there. Wide receivers still late. Little run on tight ends. Yeah, I think I will believe I have Connor over Ramondre. Yeah, I'll go Connor. Terry's been Jane Daniels has been finding Terry McLaurin at practice. Deshaun Watson getting that QB3 out of the way, like that. Case 2 was disappointing, and Watson steps it up. Oh wow, big play for Houston there. Going to is that our guy? Is that the ex Los Angeles Ram? That's a big wide receiver. Watch this. It's gonna go past the 50-yard line here. I think down at the 40. Davis Mills probably a pretty good backup to have these days. Decided to go Njoku Watson hook up there. So I suppose you're not a Cleveland Browns fan either. All right, thank you, gents. I think. Yeah. Yeah, Team 6 otherwise gonna take. I gotta get Fergie off the board. There we go, baby. Oh, who was that throw to? Oh, come on. Don't show me here. It was. Wait. Oh, it was only 18 yards? Did it get called back? What happened? Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so what it is Roshan taking the carries right now for Chicago. So he's definitely not ahead of Khalil Herbert. That's for sure. The roll with Zamir White, you jerk. All right, so running backs, yeah, flew off there. I think I will take Will Levis here in case Kirk doesn't turn out. Maybe Will could. Still be better than anybody else that I can find at flex, probably. Eckler right behind that. I should have looked at who was available for running back. I would have been happy with Eckler. Oren. Deontay is going to get all the targets. They have talked about that already for Carolina. Just to give you a heads up, guys. And DeAndre will be back. They're building the offense around Deontay Johnson in Carolina. He's going to be the focal point. Extraordinaire goes with the Browns DST. Rookie mistake. Well, early on the DST. No, it's okay. That's more realistic of how drafts will actually go, though, on draft day. Rather than where they just go at the end on these things. I guess, just like last year, we'll bring it back here. Get Raheem Mostert back on the team. Yeah, need more running back depth. Tajay Singletary. Watson Hopkins. What else is there? So getting down to the nitty-gritty. Houston moving the ball again. 3rd and 7. They pick up the first down with the pass to, is that Gumbubale? The world's best running back 4 special teamser. So Derek Carr, nice late pickup there, B. I don't mind that as a backup. The most underrated backup group there with Purdy and Derek Carr. Nobody will know what hit him. Moss. Thomas Williams go as expected. Running back run happening. Taking a chance on old Bryce Young for the wide receiver 3. I think I'll lock up my Chase Brown bet. Took the D because they're the best in the NFL by far, and I don't want to risk losing it. No bias there. No, I know. I'm just saying that that's what happens in regular drafts too, but defenses just aren't worth it. They don't do much in fantasy, and they're very unpredictable, and we're usually wrong about them. I own Kyron, got offered Corum as a handcuff for Troy Franklin. What's up, G6? Sorry, I didn't see that initially. I mean, I would probably do that. Is that a dynasty league or? I'd say either case, I would probably do it, honestly. But yeah, I think in dynasty it's probably worth it because who knows where Kyron's going to go after this year. But I mean, the drafting of Blake Corum, it seems like they're going to be prepared to let Kyron go. They don't want to pay that running back spot. And then Corum will get that spot next year, and Kyron will go somewhere, and who knows what that'll be. So I think it's a really good handcuff to have. Kyron is still young, so he should find a home as a starter, or at least to compete as a starter somewhere. But once again, you know, what will the actual opportunity be? I see the Texans being interested in that. Could make a lot of sense. I don't know. Mixon's 2 years, so that might be a little bit too much money for them to invest in a running back position. But ooh, Tyrone Tracy moist. I don't agree with Bucky, but I do with Tyrone. Nice pickup there. Diving deep for those running back targets. How you doing, G6? If you want to get involved in, we're going to be doing another draft. We're going to be doing a 10-team leaguer, not Superflex. So if you're interested in getting involved in that, after this, a little while after this, I'll look at some of these guys want me to do like grades and stuff. So I'll take a quick peek at the teams and attempt to give my thoughts on them. But after that, so am I still? Yeah, I have 3 quarterbacks, 1 flex quarterback backup. The rules are you do have to pick a kicker in DST here, just because I said so. So like 2 spots. Not much happened here. I guess, what did I say about Khalil earlier? I feel comfortable with that. So I'll do that. Pat Fryermuth, I like that. Mr. Michael. Ooh, Dobbs right before that. Nice. The Tyrone Tracy pick kind of pisses me off, Mike. I like him as a late target. There's others, though. Ray Davis and Audric Estime are always available. Don't be sorry. Alright, what do we do? B, you got Jahan and Judy there. Taysom Hill. Quarterbacks be falling late here. Nobody's taking them. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take a defense off the board. My number 1 is the New York Jets, so I'll grab them. I probably should have added like 1 more to this. To the bench space on this. Make it 7. Might be a bit shallow here. Oh, football. Going Adonai Mitchell. I like your picks as of late here. Nice little trio. I was just trying to think if I was going to go kicker here or take Adonai or running back here. Take Adonai here and kicker or kicker running back. And you made my decision for me, I think. Yeah, and there's still so many guys that'll be on the waiver wire that I think could pop off for wide receiver. No need to pick one of them out. So Houston ended up settling for a field goal on their last drive. Chicago's got the ball back. Still Roshan taking the... Yeah, still Roshan at tailback. Khalil Herbert took a carry. Huh. Do they just not have many running backs on their roster? That should be their RB2 and RB3. They're getting used in this game. Oh, kickers are starting to go. I better get in on this. Even though I'm just going to drop them right after the draft and pick up somebody else. Probably a wide receiver. Ooh, I see a couple pretty names here still at running back. Khalil Herbert with another run. So do we have a camp battle between Khalil Herbert and Roshan Johnson for the RB2? Roshan got the first drive, Khalil getting the second drive? Interesting. Makes enough sense, but see where that lines up. Oh, you gotta hold on to that. I don't think that's a fumble. They call it a fumble. Yeah. I don't know that he caught it. Maybe. We'll see. Ben Sinnott to finish it up. B. Dallas Cowboys defense. You didn't take a kicker. You cheater. I kid. I don't care. Quentin Johnston, you just couldn't help yourself. Roll. Alright, we'll finish this up with Marshawn Lloyd then. Alright, B. It's in the trap. Starting up with Christian McCaffrey, always fine. Yeah, I know, for a team that's fading, so I just got to think about it correctly. Strategy, kind of fade in the quarterback a little bit. That's fine as long as you can back it up. So Christian McCaffrey's strong. Garrett Wilson, a very good second round pick there. DJ Moore, DK Metcalf could work out really well. Could be a disappointment. A little bit of risk there. Back it up with Calvin Ridley. That's fine. Between the three of them, you should definitely have your wide receiver 2 covered, and probably most likely your flex as well, and have depth. But there's a chance that one or two of these guys couldn't make it, in which case Williams, much like Ridley, I mean, there's a chance that they're both quite good. So solid. Aaron Jones, solid. Evan Ingram, get in that tight end. Very nice. Get some value on that, which shows. I think it's a nice, strong roster, man. I like it. I don't like giving grades. Sinnott, I don't think he's going to be anything this year. But, of course, if Zach Ertz goes down, there's an opportunity. I really like him a lot. I just don't think this year in fantasy it's going to be worth it. We have one more round. My bad. I killed you on the DST thing. Do I want a wide receiver or do I want a running back? I suppose I should probably take a wide receiver. Yeah, I'll just take my... What's my room look like? Khalil. Yeah, just in case Khalil... I'll play it safe with Jay Palmer. I think he should be alright. That or Demario Douglas, Jermaine Burton, Malachi Corley, Michael Wilson's, I feel like a lesser Josh Palmer, so that's not necessary. Rashad Bateman over Palmer would have been the other options. Finishes off with the kicker, of course. There we go. So yeah, I think that's a strong team. Get yourself one of the top DSTs there too. John Dodson, I'm not much of a believer in, but I think Jane Daniels could be good for him. This offense could be good for him, so we'll see. Previous first-round pick. There's upside there. Daniel Jones, there's upside there. Probably not going to get you those rushing yardage, though. But Malik Neighbors, a better offensive line, could go a long way towards him at least being fine in case of an emergency, for sure. The role. Starting off, fading the quarterback room. Especially with the news on Geno Smith right now, but if we were drafting today, I'm really worried about that QB2 spot. You might get whooped up on a little bit there by teams some weeks. Not necessarily my team or B's team, but pretty much every other team could be getting a good 8, plus points on you every week there in that QB, that Superflex spot. So a little weak there for me. Love the wide receiver room though. That's gonna make up for a little bit of that for sure. Running backs are nice and strong. Love me some Zamir White. A little thin. I don't think. Yeah, I think Miles Sanders is 2 injuries away from getting used on a bad offense. So I really just don't even like him as a flyer. I'd rather like Ray Davis, who I think is 1 injury away on a good offense. Ken Coleman, nice, strong backup wide receiver there. Quentin Johnston, I don't like him. I know you like him, so that's okay. Nice, nice tight end room there. I might even want to start the season with Cole Kmet out of the gate. But either way, Brock Bowers should be serviceable, hopefully. Personally, I'd rather go with Jake Ferguson than Brock Bowers. There's a high chance. We forget, tight ends kind of suck as rookies usually. Brock Bowers probably spending some time in the receiver room. I don't think he actually is, but he could be. Less will be asked of him blocking than a lot of tight ends, so he does have a better shot of having a nice, successful, especially fantasy rookie season. For myself, a little risky week at the quarterback, but I think I just kind of it's risky. We'll say that. I don't know about weak, but risky. There, I much would have preferred if Jaden Daniels would have made it to me, but I took that risk knowing so. Wide receiver room, I feel very strong about. Good there. Running backs, I like it. I'm good there. I love it. Whatever. So I like this team quite a bit. I think getting that DST in there, nice. Actually, by taking this kicker, I don't think I lost anything really at running back based on who was taken. Maybe Jalen Wright. So yeah, good there. But once again, I think Jalen Wright's 2 injuries away, whereas Marshawn Lloyd's 1 injury away from being the starter. So another situation where I think I like Marshawn Lloyd more. Anyways, yeah, so strong roster, not my favorite ever, but I like it. Football extraordinaire. Let's see here. So nice strong running back start. The only thing about strong running back starts are that they're a little bit risky, a little bit higher chance of injury. So you just make your team a little bit more risky. But this is a duo that could get you quite an advantage over a lot of teams, most weeks, if not every team. You have the best running back core out of anybody. So starting off strong there in the running back room. Adams, Kupp, McLaurin, Dobbs, Mitchell. Really like the depth, and it could be an absolutely studly wide receiver room. So nice job there, I think. Caleb Williams, Aaron Rodgers. I don't love your quarterbacks, and that's gonna hurt. You're gonna need to. Those running backs are gonna need to stay healthy. These wide receivers are gonna need to actually be a studly wide receiver room. Because you're going to have to make up for a little bit of lack of quarterback production, most likely. Nice, strong tight end, too, though, here. So you don't need to make up anything there. You'll be fine there. And, in fact, should have a lead on maybe half of the league or so, most weeks there. Step up, I should say. I was going to say thin at the running back room, but you took a couple of shots late, so very wise, smart decision there. Really like the Davis late. I don't know who else is available or whatnot. It's fine, whatever. At least you took a shot on somebody there. So, like that for Johnson. And Eckler, I like that for your RB3. So, I think you're still fine if you have an injury here or you need for 3 weeks or something, make up for that. Bye weeks. Hopefully. Just a little thin, but you can make up for that at the running back spot. There's always going to be injuries happening, free agency, etc. So, you're good. I robbed Ayuk from you. I'm a little bit sorry, but you got Adams. So it's a strong. I mean, all these. It's just the concern there. I don't know what grades to give these. I mean, they're all good teams. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, I think this is the worst team in the league. Anything like that. And I don't stare at 2 quarterback. I've never even played in a 2 quarterback league, so take it with a slight grain of salt anyways. But I get the idea of 2 quarterback. So Justin Jefferson to start that off with. I'm not in love with that this year, but especially if it's I guess who knows, but if Sam is the quarterback, that should probably mean that Justin Jefferson should be fine for that length of time. We'll see what happens when you get the rookie quarterback in there. It just, I feel a little bit more comfortable with at least Amon St. Brown there over Jefferson. And even where Jefferson's ranked, like I still just don't feel very comfortable with him. I think I have Wilson over him as well. But Joe Burrow, Tua, Watson, I'm concerned, and you spent some capital on this personally. I'm concerned about this quarterback room. A lot of reasons to think that Tua could have a much better fantasy year than last year, but he didn't have that fantasy year last year. That was very great. A lot of times they ended up running the ball in. A lot of weeks he only gets one passing touchdown. It didn't have a whole lot of big games. Wasn't a difference maker. Was, I mean, for where you get him, it's fine. It's fine. I'm trying to think here. So, like, if you don't take Tua, maybe Daniels makes it to me, and maybe you get, like, Goff. Like, I would feel, I think, better getting Goff in the 5th round if that's what happens here, or Daniels, or Lawrence. Yeah. Even Cousins, I think I have in the same tier as Tua. I don't know if that's right. So, yeah, it's... I could be wrong on it. That's one of those things where he could easily have a lot more passing touchdowns, and the running game could take a slight step back, especially in the touchdown department. But hey, look at that. You got Achane. Another guy who I think is going a little bit early for opportunities because Mostert is the starter there. So, to me, and then they drafted Wright, which made me think that they are concerned about the durability of Achane in that future. I think this is probably Mostert's last year, and then it's going to be Achane and Wright next year. But in the meantime, Achane is the 2. I think you're still working with 8 to 10 touches a game, which 10 would be good, but if it's 7, 8 most weeks, that's tough to do a lot with, though he did it last year. He's one hell of a running back. Very explosive, and yeah, I mean, he did it last year, so could happen again. And hopefully those opportunities go up a little bit, though, for him to pay off here. I think they have to. Nico Collins, nice wide receiver 2. Mixon, good running back room. Dowd taking a lot of shots there, too. I like the Tyrone Tracy. Warren should probably be good. He might not be. I feel like I don't love your running back room, but on paper it's good. If that makes sense. David Njoku, I don't love. Moist Mike, I don't love the roster. It's not my team. I like Burrow. I have a lot of questions for a lot of guys there, personally, but who am I? Let's do a 10-team league. Let's get this right here. I'm interested, Moist. What do you think? Do you like your roster a lot? Or do you have questions about it? Or are you good with it? I understand a lot of people love Achane. I could be low on Njoku a little bit. Like, that's the thing. Njoku, he's not a target of mine, but like where you took him is where I have him ranked. So there's no problem with that ranking-wise. Same with Jalen Warren. Same with Deontay Johnson. Like, I don't really have any issues with where you took guys. It's just not a roster that I would end up with. There. I think that sums it up nicely. It doesn't disagree with my rankings for the most part. Bucky Irving, I don't really care about. So if you okay, like questions. All right. And it happens, and that's why you do these anyways. That way you can say, "Ooh, I didn't like it when I did that. Ooh, I did like it when I did that." All right, so I will send out a link invite here for our next mock draft. We will do a 10-team here. Girds are up 10-3 on the Orioles. Guardians, and have the best record in the MLB by half a game right now. Most shocking team of the year for Core 4 Sports to you? Gosh, it's such a good question that I don't even know. I spend so much time looking at football stuff year-round. I haven't been able to follow much for other sports. I follow my teams. I follow the Milwaukee Bucks. I follow the Milwaukee Brewers, specifically just them. I get updates on my phone while they're playing games, score updates. I don't follow the leagues. I don't know what the expectations of teams are going into. I don't watch ESPN or anything anymore because that just turned into such a hot take, stupid debate type of channel that got really annoying. So, what's the other course? Is it hockey, NFL? I mean, NHL? Is that the other? And so NHL, although I do enjoy following years that I can, the playoffs for the NHL, I have a hard time following that freaking puck around. So it's a really entertaining sport, but I can't sit there and watch it, and I don't have a team. So that's got to be NFL most shocking team. This is a weird one, but in the reality of expectations, I was a little concerned about Baltimore's defense going into last year, and I think they were the best defense in the league, probably. So, in terms of just like a unit in the NFL, and I don't know that most shocking is probably Houston, right? The offense for Houston, that was impressive. Even if it was kind of mediocre, just the entirety of it and how you finish throughout the second half of the season and some of the games, the comebacks and everything for a rookie, that was impressive. So I'll go like Houston's offense and maybe Cleveland's defense even more so. I'm trying to think of where Cleveland's defense was 2 years ago. I feel like they kind of came out of nowhere in a sense in terms of how shut down they were. The ability of Pittsburgh to win the games that they did was crazy. Well, B-Hash might know where they're drafting from, and they're just practicing for their league. So that's why you would do that, just to get reps in. You got to get your practice reps in. Yeah, just off the top of my head, those are some of the more surprising things. And I mean, Kansas City winning the Super Bowl with how their offense was really struggling, especially through the first half of the season. They start to get things going, but they still seemingly weren't a unit really until the playoffs hit. And even then, I thought they got a little bit lucky in some instances. I mean, like the Ravens were, I think, a better team last year, but they won, and the Ravens came in with a bad plan. So I was a little surprised that Kansas City ended up winning the Super Bowl as well. Those would be kind of the things for me that got surprising. I can remove the kicker. Why not? All right, so we'll go down to 10 team league. I hope that answers your question well enough. That was a good question. I don't have the roundabout knowledge this past season for the other sports to truly answer it properly. What about you guys in the chat? You got some better answers for that? Let Michael know, the football extraordinaire, what your answers were. I thought that was a good question. Kickers' lives matter. Oh, you want kickers? I mean, I'll keep them in here. It doesn't matter. They get taken at the end. It's kind of useless just because everybody takes them at the end in this. If the simulator would take them a little bit earlier, maybe we can, let's add another flex. Let's add another bench spot, 2 bench spots in here. See if they start to go a little bit earlier. How about that? And we'll go 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 flex, tight end, quarterback. Does that sound good, Santiago? Yeah, that's my draft spot, trying to pick different ways. Yeah, exactly. Just like I do in some of my videos with draft, try a bunch of different strategies and see what I like the best for picking from those areas of the draft. Speaking of, I still got to upload a video tonight yet for Numero. All right. I think this is what we're going to do. Sorry, I was going to take kickers out, but kickers' lives matter, man. It doesn't matter. It's just one quick pick. All right. Here we go. 10 team. Bada bing. Bada boom. I guess I'll go from like 5 here. All right. This is good practice. good practice here. At least half of us aren't computers. The roll. When I'm a little behind on stuff right now. Shoot me an email. I'll look at my emails. Shoot me an email with like some times that you're planning on going live, and see if we can't. Just let me know out to what you know, and then maybe we'll plan on you checking back in like a week as well. So tonight, tomorrow, shoot me an email. Let me know when you're going live. I think that's it. Let's start. You're on the clock, Santiago. Oh, no time at all. Taking wide receiver first. Tyreek Hill. To me, Santiago, the strength about going wide receiver first is that I do like some of the later round wide running backs, so I feel like I can work around it. But also, I think that it's just insulates you from the injury of that. You know, if Christian McCaffrey goes down, you don't get your second guy until here. In a 10-team league, I'm a little bit less worried about that. 12-team league, you know, it's another 4 spots later until you get your second pick. 4 picks more off the board. But still just insulates yourself a little bit more just because running backs are a little bit riskier in terms of injury. Moist Mike, Brees Hogg, strong running back start. AJ Brown Barkley. Ooh, JT. Sitting right there. I never get JT. Let's do it. Don't mess us up. You got the best player in the draft in CeeDee Lamb. Follows up with Adams. Ugh. Adams should be fine. I just love to hate on it. I like Adams. I'm a Green Bay Packer fan. Not actually a player. Wide receiver. Running back. See, and for me, this is where like I would be cool going wide receiver, especially if you're in a 3 wide receiver league there, because then I think I can probably get James Cook here, I can probably get Zamir White here, and I can get like Chase Brown here, and I think I gave myself 3 really solid running back 2s with possible more upside than that even. At least for one of them could be better than that, and be an RB1, and I'm able to attack other stuff quicker, but. That's just like my dream draft scenario. Derrick Henry. Nico Collins. It's only 2 wide receiver, huh? Wish I liked you more, Travis. Yeah, I'll just go with Henry. Go with the flow. Nico. Moist Mike. Loving this team. Much more than the other one. AJ Brown. Can't help yourself. Neighbors. Metcalf. Noise. Barkley. See, 10-team leagues, like, I'll give everybody an A. The teams are just good, especially if we're just doing, like, this 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 flex. Like, there's enough talent to fill those out that it just depends on how things go throughout the year, unless you really, really screw up the draft. Like I said, if you do that running back strategy, like I said, like I think personally it could end up really good, but of course there's some risk with that. The consensus on those players isn't quite where I have them, and betting on 3 guys to be better than consensus is a risk. But you just kind of go with the flow, like the talent is there. You got Kyron, Nico, Brees. I feel like you're set. What do you do next? This is a weird spot, huh? Quarterback? Because what's going to come back around to you? You could go tight end potentially with your next pick, so keep that in mind. That's like a hot spot. So you might want to go wide receiver then. Mike Evans is a stud every year, 1,000 yards, Mike. Debo's a stud, but yeah, I think he's got injury risks. DJ Moore really projects well for me. I got him ranked. I still got to lower him in my rankings. 15 seconds. Oh no. Voice Mike. Goes with Evans. When all else fails, just trust Evans. Every week you're going to be like, why was I even questioning that? You know? Why? So I think I should take the same advice that I gave you and probably just go with the wide receiver. Because tight end very well could be the thing to do next round. But risk it. I go DJ Moore. I have him ranked really high. I had no clue what Rumble is. What are you teenagers making popular now? As long as it's not Kick. Is that what it's called? Kick? James Cook. Yeah. You're a freaking jerk. You hear me, Mr. Santiago? All right, Rashad White. Nice pick, nice pick. Devonta Smith, not bad. Trey McBride, not bad. Tank Dell, pretty sexy. I'll go with the flow here. Let's grab Trey. Richardson, nice pick, man. Just kind of hoping he would fall here. That's a solid little roster there. Metcalf right now, a little bit concerned with the quarterback situation going on is the only issue. Once that clears itself up, different opinion could be made. Kincaid, nice. Got yourself a full roster coming together. What are you between Mark Andrews and a flex? And Pitts. All right, running backs. Run is over. Alvin Kamara. Some actual good news coming out lately for Alvin Kamara too. Pickens, Amari Cooper. Yeah, this is kind of like Mike Evans. It doesn't feel good, but I think it's probably a good value there. I'll go Amari Cooper for my flex spot. James Conner's kind of in that same note where it's like, It never feels great, but you know, especially for Connor, like when he's healthy, it's worth it. Kittle. Zamir White. Come on, guys. Stop it. Fuck. Shucks. I guess David. I don't know. What's the rankings say on that? The rankings say Chase Brown. But we don't need to do that yet. David, DeAndre, Vermont. Yeah, of course. Back to back to back. Okay. What are we doing? In that order. Joe Burrow. Yeah. I think I have some good expectations for Burrow. We'll do that. Oh, perfect. Jamar Chase. Nice catch. It's Kirk. Kirk's the pick. Or one of those running backs. I think Kirk's a good value. See, we all have good teams. Look at this. We are all so good at this. We are just so good. I have no clue who's going to win. That's how good we all are. Swift. Is that your... Ooh, QB1. Dak. Waiting on it. I like the patience. I think it pays off there. Just in time. Team 8 could have screwed you over. They didn't. Team 8 might be playing a different in a different league there. Those wide receivers are getting a little crazy for Team 8. All right. Jeez. Usually the computers are pretty good at drafting, but my God. Sometimes they aren't. Jaden Reed. It's okay. It's okay. Or I could take a major upside shot on a worthy Hollywood Brown. Or we got some depth in here. Yeah, let's go. Let's shoot for the moon. I think I'm gonna go Hollywood. I gotta have Jaden Reed ahead of these guys, don't I? I always underestimate where I have him ranked. Xavier Worthy. So Hollywood Brown's going to be the question. Does anybody see where I've got... See that low? He's not going to be Hollywood. What's his freaking name again? It's not Hollywood. He disappear off of here. Marquise. What happened? You get deleted? Psh. All right, hold up. $30. Oh, it did end up replacing that earlier when I tried doing that. That's funny. So I do have Marquise Brown higher. Look at that. can look at my rankings. I just usually have them printed off when I'm actually doing the draft. All right. And I paused for you guys when you asked for it. But I needed to fix that because I couldn't just have Dobbs sitting there in the middle of nowhere. So that ended up working really good. Oddly, that I had to check that out really well. Rasheed Rice going right before that. KC duo. Can we get one more KC guy? Thought maybe we could get all the KC receivers off the board there. The same round. All out of water. Ridiculous. Ferguson, very nice. Love the patience on that. And Evan Ingram, good job, Team 2. See, Team 2 like could nail this draft. This is a strategy I don't mind if they just pop off some real strong running backs for a while here. For me, I think it's about... Sweet. I don't get to take you often, but I will take you, Jay Brooks. Will we have halftime of this spectacular game? What have the stats looked like? It looks like they did in every other drive between Herbert and Roshan for the first half. So that's interesting. J.J. Taylor, Cam Akers, Ogunbowale. See, that makes more sense for those running backs to be going. Brett Ripien, Tyson Bagent just taken... So he's pretty... Bagent, I believe. Did he start the game? Pretty solidified in as their QB2. Colin Johnson, ex-Packer. No, ex-Jaguar. One or the other. 6th, 7th rounder. Oh, you go Brooks. You go Keon. You go Ladd. You go Hopkins. Oh, boy. Yeah, I don't feel totally comfortable with this wide receiver room, so I'll take one more early-ish shot on that. I was between that and Javonte. Benson. In an 8-team start 11, 2 quarterback, would you trade A.J. Brown for... and a 2027 first? I mean, I assume that's... obviously it's Dynasty. 2 quarterback? I mean, probably... It depends on the makeup of your team, you know, for the specifics of this, where you're at and everything, but probably, I'm guessing, yeah. I don't claim to be an expert on these types of dynasty stuff, but to me, the value of a quarterback in that type of situation, if you're not pushing for a championship like this year... I think that's a good bet on the future, depending on what you think of Jaden Daniels. I think fantasy-wise, Jaden Daniels should be good, and I think he'll be good enough that he'll be starting for some time. At least, you know, the length of the height of A.J. Brown's career plus a 27 first. It feels right to me. You know, I'm not risking it. I'm taking my boy, Chase Brown here. Get him off the board. Voice Mike with Jamal Williams. I feel like I don't see his name too often on here. Oh, no, that's not Jamal. That's why. Wrong position. Man. 8-team. Yeah, because in an 8-team, like, wide receivers are all the more, I think, easy to fill out your roster. There's a lot of them. So, yeah, I mean, this seems like a good value to me. If just you're taking a shot on Jaden Daniels, that's the main thing. That that falls apart. Obviously, you look back on it in 3 years and say, "Darn it, that was a bad trade." But hey, maybe you get somebody with that first round pick that's AJ Brown equivalent a couple years after that. So, speaking about Daniels, do I want to back up Burrow with Daniels here? We are doing a deep bench. I think I'll take Brian Robinson though. That should solidify this running back room pretty well. Maybe one more late. Going over all the injuries that I went over earlier at halftime here. See, I got you guys the news ahead of time. One step ahead of NFL Network, baby. Talking about Justin Herbert now. Talking about exactly what I said, being in a walking booth for 2 weeks, because of course that's the report. Getting Khalil Shakir forward around that turn there. Bees in the trap. Oh, definitely going to take Adonai Mitchell there. I was thinking quarterback or tight end, something, but no. So does this one actually go 17, or like actually go 18 rounds? No, right? It's not messing with me again. They're up on the website, Jared. www.theFFforge.com. Should I do this? I'll do this like it's a... Like I gotta share it weirdly. All spelt out. And then you will see this sheet up on under rankings. I think it's pretty self-evident where it's located. The roll, hitting those wide receivers hard there. You're welcome, Jared. Thank you. Hope you like them. I keep updating. They get updated more and more this time of the year. I think. Let's back up our tight end. We put some capital into that. Once again, did I change my tight end rankings? I want to see. Did I end up updating Cole Kmet and Pat Frymuth, or did I wuss out on that? Because I wanted to. I came in here to potentially do that. No, I ended up sticking with it. I said I trust myself. It's because of the offensive coordinator there. Really like tight ends. They really like tight ends in their system. A lot of target competition, though, there for Cole Kmet that concerns me. And Pat, I really like Pat. I think he's really good talent. I think it's just a down year last year. I don't know. Shows you how much faith I have in this tier. I don't even feel confident about the last guy in this tier and the top first guy in the tier of who to have on top, much less everything in between. Oh, we taking our DSTs already? Oh, yeah, maybe. Because I think at this point, I've taken it as good of a shot as I can at the wide receivers. What else do we have? I need an upside shot if I'm going for it. On this roster, nah. So, maybe I'll join you, or... Yeah. I'm just going to have to hope Joe Burrow stays healthy. Jets defense got... Moist Mike. Just asking for me to get angry. Oh, gosh. I don't remember my DST rankings. I don't know. Can't go wrong with San Fran, I suppose. I feel like I might have Dallas second, but with that injury... Sam, I mean, it's not that big of an injury. Oh, there they start going. I made some fried rice for dinner last night, and the rice that I made 2 days, you gotta make rice like a day before you make the fried rice. The rice I made was really, really bad. I think I overcooked it and had too much water in it, so it was really, really sticky. And in order to try to solve it, I cooked it some more, which it just made the problem worse. But everything in my body said, hey, just throw this batch away, make some more rice tonight. You're going to have fried rice tomorrow. But I was really in the mood for fried rice. I've been planning on it for a little while. So I went through with it. Barely edible. Worst thing in the world. So heads up, guys, if you learn how to make fried rice, which is it's a fun thing to prepare, not super hard, but it also takes, some tries and some specific ingredients to make it right. But when the rice isn't separating like it should for fried rice for you, if it's ultra sticky, don't go ahead and make it. I had to throw away all the rice, and it's make a good portion of rice. It's like 4 cups, I think, when it's all said and done. Who do we want? Why do we want him? It's between Ray Davis and Tyron. Camp New's been pretty good for Tyron Tracy lately. And I really don't think, like if he was the starter over Singletary by the end of this year, would that be shocking? I don't think so. I like Singletary, I do. But he can be beat. The Raiders. That's my DST, man. I will be taking them at the end of my draft, my home draft. Young Ho to Kuro, Tyler Bosch. Who's my quarterback? Cincinnati. Somebody already takes Cincinnati's kicker? Probably, huh? He's a good commodity. Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah, Evan McPherson. 1 spot before me. Darn. Dig nabbit. I kind of like doing that. Grab the kicker of my quarterback, so when my quarterback gets some yards but doesn't end up getting the touchdown. Yeah, and then where I gotta go, I gotta still upload a video for that'll come out tomorrow. It's gonna be a player highlight video because I want to edit one more time my drafting from BHash. Santiago might be interested in that. On Monday, I'll have a video coming out drafting from the 1 through 4 spot. I could have done better. For you. I think my drafting, the other ones, I think will probably be slightly better videos, but there's still some good tidbits in there. You know, running through a lot of the same kind of stuff that you are. So just, you can view a few more examples relatively quickly. All right, this was the end anyway. So let's start let's start grading here with Santiago. Would you like to join? I don't know. I don't know. How do you? I don't know if I'm good at that. What is that? All right, Santiago. Tyreek. Ayuk. That's on a Saturday, I assume, right? Keenan. Calvin. Sutton. Shakir. I mean, the wide receiver room's strong. I think Sutton's going to be a dud this year, but I'm sure he'll have some weeks, so you could get lucky. If you ever need him, you might never need him. ETN, Cook, Connor, Benson, Ford, Dobbins. Nice, took some shots there. Yeah, strong, good. Jake Ferguson, you wait, you be patient, and I think you get probably the one. Might end up being the best value, not the best, but the best value tight end in the draft. Lamar, the value, yeah, I mean he's one of the better values too. I think if you just be a little bit patient, so a little bit of patience, not jumping and grabbing somebody here, pays off just fine for you there. High end, you're going to be strong here. So you're starting rosters like Tyreek Hill and then probably Ayuk and then Keenan Allen or Connor fighting for your... I like it. I like your starting roster there. I think that's strong. Like I don't think anybody, you know, outright just beats that any given day. ETN, Cook. ETN, I don't love ETN, but he was an RB1 last year on a struggling Jacksonville team, so definitely could do better this year. Football extraordinaire, you guys know that I don't love Achane for where he's going. I love Achane, but I don't love where he's going in drafts. A little bit concerned about the workload. Once again, I mean, if he's getting 7 to 10 touches a game, it's a little tough to produce on. Same with Adams. Got concerns with the quarterback situation there. He's like the wide receiver 17 last year, getting drafted as a top 10. Like, just concerns me. So I think he could be disappointing yet again. It should be a little bit better, but I don't know about how much. CeeDee Lamb, I love. Patrick Mahomes, I don't know that you get any kind of value over C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Lamar Jackson with him. So once again, it's not a difference maker for me for against like half of the league. Whereas you could have gotten like, I think a Pittman, Cup, Cook, to me would be more valuable. Whatever, you get Rachaad White, that's good. Probably. I do have some concerns with the new offense and everything. Maybe he doesn't get targeted as much, in which case, he's not the greatest runner, and I don't know that their running offense improved a whole lot, their rushing offense. So I don't know how much that improves anyways. So I think there's a little bit of risk with him that I'm a little unsure about. So some unsurety in the running back room, but you come back. Zamir White, Tony Pollard, strong in case of an injury. Blake Corum, very strong. Jalen Wright, case of injuries, probably. But hey, one of those guys being Achane. Nice handcuff situation there. So I think overall you lifted up a questionable starting 2 running backs there with the depth. I like your choices there. George Kittle, nice, he's going to be inconsistent most likely, but for where you get him in the draft, it's fine. So, fine with that. Similar I'm fine with Patrick Mahomes. He's a steady Eddie consistent, gives you a real nice floor, especially with a guy like Devon Achane. That's probably something that you want. Jordan Love to back that up. I don't love backing up a quarterback that early in a single quarterback league, but, what did you miss out on? Yeah, I mean, there's wide receivers here that I would much rather have than JSN by a tier. So, no quarterbacks get taken up until here. Yeah, I don't know. Dobbs, nice. Schultz is a backup to Kittle, fine. Yep. Myers, could be good. I don't. Another one of those guys. I don't know what to expect for where you can get him in the draft. It's whatever. So I think you're questionable at running back. And thin at wide receiver. I think you're fine at flex though, given the questionable and the thin still works out fine for me with flex. And you got a strong quarterback, a strong tight end. So I think you're in it. I don't know if you're in it to win it. It just is going to depend, of course, on how these guys perform. So if I'm wrong, you're in it to win it. If I'm right, I think you're struggling a little bit. Because this is a 10-team league. 12-team league, a little different. Jamar Chase, Taylor, Henry, Moore, Cooper. Yeah, this is another, a little bit questionable instead of at the running back position, at the wide receiver position. Because of that, I went and got some targets that I really like. Obviously, they're targets that I picked, so I like them. Running back room, I like this. I'm not too concerned about it panning out. I think I can withstand 2 injuries and still have 2 running back twos, one way or the other. And I still got a pot shot or 2. So I feel good about the running back room. Wide receiver room as a total, I do. A little bit of concern with that wide receiver 2 flex. Should be Amari Cooper. Could be one of these other guys easily. So yeah, I feel good about the flex too. Burrow, I like the stack. I always, that's nice. Nice to have. I think Burrow's fine. I don't know. He's Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott go pretty shortly after that, so it's fine. And Trey McBride, Dalton Kincaid, Mark Andrews, once again, going not too far after, so even if he's not better than them, I don't think I lose too much value, just like Joe Burrow there. So kind of reached for guys who we'll see, but there's a chance that they're outperform. There's also a chance that they underperform, I think, in each scenario. So I like my team. It's fine. I don't know that it's a guaranteed win button there. Moist Mike, love that start there. Love it. Continues. Mike Evans, kind of like Amari Cooper, probably good, but you never know. Strong here. Kyle Pitts, have high expectations for, but also the bottom could be ugly for where you have to take him. He could be worse than somebody that you could get in the 12th round in Goddard. Even Schultz, maybe. Pat Freiermuth. It's possible that he's no better than and most other guys that are taken outside of 4 of these 5 of these tight ends. So a little bit of risk with Kyle Pitts, but I have him ranked right here too. Christian Kirk, love that. Najee Harris could be a headache, might be fine. If nothing else, at least you got Eckler, Gus Edwards, so you're good on the depth there. I like your choices. Nice opportunities in this wide receiver room to, I don't know, but Christian Kirk, some weeks wide receiver 1 upside, a little inconsistent. I've had him for the past 2 years. But Nico should be your wide receiver 1. If he disappoints a little bit, you might not quite have a wide receiver 1. It's possible that you don't have a wide receiver 1 if Nico doesn't pan out. But week in and week out, somebody should be. I like your team a lot. This might be the strongest team outside of. I don't love it late. Like Kimani Vidal, just like some guys, he's 2 injuries away probably, but he is. Gus Edwards, we have an unknown injury on. J.K. Dobbins already got banged up in practice and missed a few days. And he's got his injury history. So a little different story, but I don't even know if he's the 3. He might be. I think he's technically the 4 right now. But I think that's just a rookie thing. So it's a nice bet because you do have Gus Edwards. All right, yeah. Talk myself into that. You got the Jets. You got Stafford as a backup quarterback, strong. I think you'll be dropping Tyreek Hill before you ever get any points from him, or you'll start him and get nothing from him. The role. So I think that's a really good roster, though, there, Moist Mike. Much prefer that to the 12-teamer that you made. And the role back just in time for his not even a grade. I love your top 4 here. You know, I have issues with how high up you take Neighbors, but yeah, we could switch these two. I mean, it's only a couple picks apart. I think you're, man, I mean, I think you can get Neighbors here, and you could get like Isaiah Pacheco or a quarterback or a tight end or James Cook even here, which is a reach, I know. So if we were to take Barkley in the first round, yeah, I mean, I get it. Yep, I understand it. That's fine. A little early for me for Neighbors, but even if you could get him here, I don't know that it changes up the makeup of this roster a whole lot. I mean, it might, but really might not. So, strong starting 5 there. Full PPR especially, Neighbors, Brown, Metcalf, given that Geno Smith is fine, like that could be a strong full PPR setup there too. Walker, not good for full PPR, but Barkley could be, so starting strong there, especially for full PPR maybe. Dalton Kincaid, strong, another full PPR. Really, yeah, I mean, looking like a nice, even better in full PPR than half PPR type roster. Swift, I don't know what that reception total is going to look like, but fine, third running back. This, I don't know if you freaked out about your quarterback situation or what. Dak Prescott's fine. And then you took Caleb Williams to back that up. I don't know. You don't need 3 quarterbacks in a season-long league. You're just missing out on taking shots on guys who, in case of injuries and everything, are just there are guys that are going to perform really, really well back here and be league winners that you could take shots on. So, don't like that. Keon Coleman, Leggett, Judy, Mike Williams. Once again, a scattershot approach should be fine. The question, okay, yeah, you're super thin at running back role. I don't like your team. Sorry. I would never go into the season with 3 running backs. Now, the good thing, okay, running backs will get injured. As long as you have a path to that waiver wire, and you're not in a league like my league where, like, if your team's performing really well, your waiver wire is late every week. It doesn't reset or anything. Or it does reset every week based on record. So if your team's good, you're screwed in getting good waiver wire options. If you're in a league like that, you're kind of screwed here. But if you can either save up your waiver wire for a good pick, or if you're doing, spending lottery. What am I trying to think of? Whatever. If you do bids on it, you can pick up some running backs throughout the year. Like, it's the most easy position to refill, just because it's also the position that you lose the most from. There's a reason that their value in actual NFL drafts has been suppressed and everything. You can find talent there. Guys will show up mid-season, late season, that you could throw in if you start to run into some injury issues. But if your team stays healthy, I do like how you started. And Dak, up to Dak, and then the shotgun approach at the wide receiver should be, fine if you need help at wide receiver there too. But too thin at running back, brother. All right. How's that work, Roll? It's not my favorite work of yours, but I do like that start. That is strong. I like K9 better. That's what I was saying. Is like we can switch these up. We can change this so that Malik Neighbors gets taken here, and you take a running back here, but that might not be any better. It might not. So it's fine. I will tell you, redraft leagues, it's hard to trade quarterbacks. Every league is a little bit different, and the people in your league are different. But I think I've heard this stated by a lot of other people too. Quarterback trade value is really crap. I know even a redraft league where in my brother's league, one of the guys took like 6 quarterbacks. Like he just cornered the quarterback market with the plan to trade them all off, and he just got stuck with like 4 of them. Couldn't even hardly offlift them because, well, everybody else was kind of just struggling with, kind of bad quarterbacks against one another for the most part. So it didn't really matter. It only mattered against him, maybe. But the thing is he can't play 5, 6 quarterbacks. He can only play 1. So their value is not very high. People are usually draft 2. They're usually pretty comfortable with that. Quarterbacks don't usually get injured at the rate that they did last season. And even if there's usually like value on the waiver wire or guys on the waiver wire that perform just fine, it almost takes bad luck to do, which I've done. It can happen. I've been in the quarterback trading market, but then too, people get too stuck their quarterbacks that they have. Like I was saying, like people usually just like what they have. So, I don't know that that's a good thought process to go into. But it can always work. It can, and you're not trying to trade 6 of them or anything, just 1. So that's just a little bit of my thoughts on it. Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to be wanting to look for, I just gone running back like here. At least. Okay, gents, it's been real. It's been fun. Like I said, though, I mean, the starting rosters for everybody, it's just going to, 10-team league, like, it's just going to start to come down to who gets injured, who actually performs, and who doesn't out of these bunches, and a little bit of luck of who you're playing each week and how their team does, how your team does. That's why I prefer, like, 12-team, 14-team even. But I think 12 teams really that sweet spot where talent is strong enough that you're usually not going to just like hate your roster mid-season if things don't go too well. Maybe 1 out of the 12 teams will be like actually bad. Maybe, not even a guarantee. 10-team leagues, they're all good unless you get really unlucky with the injuries and stuff and you didn't draft well for the depth. But especially thinking 1 quarterback, 2 tight end, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, shallower league. It's pretty easy to fill up in a 10-team league. So, all good rosters there. I'll send this poll before we go out. Appreciate you guys for coming on through. If we can get everybody to come in, we could almost fill up a 10-team league. My buddy's starting to get into doing some mock drafts. I'll let him know. I don't know if he knows if I'm going live. So maybe he'll come in here. He comes and visits me during the regular season for stuff. What do we got? Holy crap, the Bears. What have they done? Brett Rippion's been letting it rip. Case Keenum just can't keep up. Who's been getting the touchdowns? All right, so interesting, though, for me here. Khalil Herbert, Roschon Johnson. Apparently, they are battling it out for that RB2 spot. So, that's something to keep an eye on here. Who's the better backup to have? If DeAndre Swift is their starter, I feel like Roschon's like the backup to DeAndre, and Khalil Herbert's just like the spell back is the most likely scenario. So, I think Roschon's probably the better backup to have, whether he wins this or not. But interesting, because you could easily just say, I don't trust Roschon. I need to start Khalil Herbert, and he'd be the better backup to have. Is there anything fun going on? Cade Stover getting a little bit of work there. Ben Sco getting involved. Teagan, my boy. Cam Akers with a touchdown. I guess he is good to have. John Mechie getting involved. Yeah, no. Looks like Houston's sat everybody of consequence. And the Chicago wide receiving room, we don't, no questions in the receiving room there. All right. I think we're out. Nobody said anything. Peace out, everybody. Love you.